Welcome to the Business Spotlight series. My name is Hugo Breton. I'm a senior partner at Action Coach Halton, and today I'm here with Clayton McDougall, the founder of Oakville Pro Wash. Hey, Clayton, really excited to have you here.
Likewise, I'm happy to be here.
We're going to talk about Clayton's business, his journey of starting a business, best practices, and share what it's really like to be a business owner. Now, if this is your first time on the channel, be sure to like and subscribe to get notifications whenever we drop new conversations just like this one. Clayton, welcome and thank you again for being here today. Now I love the tagline for the business, making your home sweet again. So tell us about the business, your clients, and kind of your journey.
Absolutely. So I like to think of ourselves as the premier home service company in Oakville, but at the same time, the most affordable. Um, so the main kind of separating point from us and our main competition is companies like Student Works, College Pro, they're big corporations, right? They do great work too. Don't get me wrong, excellent. They have five-star reviews for a reason, but their tickets they're really, really high. Some homeowners, they just don't want to pay something like that for, it's not necessarily a crazily high leverage service. It's more about a convenience aspect. So I think if we can deliver the same or better service as our competition and offer just a slightly lower price, that's business 101 and we win. So
Okay. And describe like what are all the services that you provide? Like I know
So,
it's
oh yeah,
power
sorry.
wash, but
Oh yeah, so we're an exterior cleaning slash detailing business for home. So we do everything from pressure washing. We'll replace the sand in between stones called polymeric sand replacement. We do window cleaning, gutter cleaning, pretty much a large variety, sealing, any sort of exterior maintenance like that. Pretty much everything but landscaping. So.
mhm. Okay, fantastic. Now, what's your geographic coverage, and who do you think are your ideal clients?
So as you know, we are in quite a we're in a wealthy area in Oakville. Obviously, Oakville Pro Wash. That's where we are based. We do a lot of work in Mississauga, Burlington, but I would say about 90% of it is still concentrated in Southeast Oakville specifically. The income bracket is quite high there, which is great for small business. Not only just a startup, just a business in general. You're able to cater to the right clients that way. So my ideal clients would definitely be people in Southeast Oakville.
Mm, okay, great. Now, what got you started in the business?
Well, you know what? A little bit of a story growing up. I worked multiple restaurant jobs throughout high school, stuff like that. It's a great experience, but stuff like that, a 9 to 5, it's just not for me. I really see the beauty in branching out and creating something bigger than yourself. That's the whole goal for me. And I don't know, I find a lot of creativity and passion that has been unlocked in my business journey so far, and it's just I've figured out that this is what I want to do in life for sure. Even just like a side note, the coolest thing ever for me is like even seeing like one of our four employees wearing one of our company shirts, because this is something that I've created, I've built from scratch, and obviously we're quite a large company now. But I like the idea of building something more than yourself, working where you have no glass ceiling, and yeah, there's your limits are untapped that way instead of working a 9 to 5.
Uh-huh. Okay, nice, nice. Um, Now let's talk a little bit about marketing and how do you connect with your target market? Like what are the marketing strategies that you're using?
For sure. Well, it depends. Currently, we run a lot of Facebook ads. We don't actually. I would love to have time to do more door knocking, which is something big for a new business owner. When you're first getting into the game, you want to knock a lot of doors. Just get your feet on the ground. But now we're we're quite we're quite big now, right? So we rely on paid advertisement on Facebook. A lot of just referrals, word of mouth. I like to think if you do good work, you could spend zero on advertising, and the work will keep coming because you just make people happy. They're going to want to tell people about it. I think your most important asset is actually, I don't know if it's called marketing, but technically it is because it's how you're landing clients is your Google My Business page. That is that is your biggest asset by far, 100%. It's free. You don't have to pay a dime for any of it. You collect the best reviews on there, and people will find you, and they will want to come to you. So
Mm, fantastic. Now, I think you already talked a little bit about it, but what would you say is makes you unique? You talked a little bit about size, so I don't know if that's in particular, but when you um, see competitors and what else is in the market, where do you think you are bringing something unique to your clients?
for sure. I think personally, it's my attention to detail, something you get in rather, we're getting bigger, of course, but I still personally oversee every job, which you get in companies like Student Works. I don't mean to name drop or anything. Those are great companies. But the problems with them is, the franchise owner, whoever is the boss, is not necessarily on the site from job to job, right? You
Right.
just have workers, and workers can be workers at times. They're not going to pay 100% attention to detail as somebody who cares about their 5-star review and wants to grow the company. So even though I may not be doing all the work anymore as I was in our first year of business, I'm still on the site for every job, and I'm making sure that everything is completed to my standard. So I think that's what definitely separates us from our competitors, is that I'm still in the field and I care about making our clients 100% happy, and it's reflected. We haven't received anything less than a 5-star review yet. So you can see that it works.
Okay, that's fantastic. And I did see on the website the uh, uh, text describing you as a perfectionist. So
Yeah,
it's nice
that's
to know
that's
that
right.
you're. Um, we'll talk a little bit about vision and how to scale. So we'll get back to this point because I think it's really interesting how you're bringing that A gaming quality and how you're thinking about it scaling. So
For
um
sure.
um now, you mentioned that you started doing the work yourself. What was the transition? What was the moment you said, "Oh, I need to start bringing employees," and how was that transition like?
Well, it's tough. There's a lot of people online, business experts. They will say, if your employee can do the task 50% as good as you, delegate it. I don't agree with that. I had that in the back of my mind for so long, and I really hesitated on delegating the task and hiring employees. But there comes a point where you just have too many clients and you can't satisfy all these people yourself. You have to bring on workers. You might have to sacrifice a few jobs on the schedule for that week because you need to train them. But I like to think of sacrificing profits at the beginning to put these systems in place, right? Like maybe I lost a few because I had overbooked myself, and I was too overburdened because I didn't have the staff at the time. Sacrifice that to build the right system, have the right employees in place, and then in the future, you're way more well equipped. So, but to put it simply, I mean, I did the work myself solo for a long time, and I guess we just got too big too fast. So, and it's definitely that's not sustainable either, right? You can't always be the one in the field and expect to grow as a business owner. So,
Okay, okay. Now, other than being on the field supervising the work, what does your kind of day to day look like today now that you have a team?
yeah, so I'm everything. So I'm the accountant, I'm the CEO, I'm everything. So my workers are really just in the field guys. They're just the hands-on. I do everything from accounting, taxes, everything like that. I don't have accountants. I don't have anybody in place checking over that things. I am currently still a business student, so I should know all these things, and I do. So yeah, that definitely helps in limiting um, our expenses for sure.
Okay. What better way to learn that with practice? So I think it's
That
fantastic.
too, yeah. I like to think I learned way more doing it myself than I've ever learned in school. So,
Yeah, I can see that. Um, now, let me go back a couple of questions because with quality being so important for you, and you were mentioning the 50% as good as you, um, how how are you selecting the team? How do you make sure that you're bringing in people who can delight clients as much as you want?
yeah, no, that's a great question. So I've had a few different experiences, varying experience. I mean, there's nothing really that I could mention in specific, but I'm not crazily like I'm still a young guy, right? So at times I've had people struggle to respect you, even though doesn't matter how hard you work. You're young. Some people don't respect you. They don't really think you know what you're doing, right? So what I've found is to hire high school students. High school students have been the biggest asset for me because they almost kind of look up to you in a sense. And I don't know. I've hired friends and family at times, and just doesn't seem to work as well for one reason or another. Maybe there's a little bit of an intimidation factor there, or something along those lines. But I think inexperienced workers, because this, like I said earlier, these aren't high leverage tasks. Like these aren't crazily hard things to do, right? You can train pretty much anybody to do it. It's all about the mindset. You got a kid who's really hardworking and just wants to help. That's what I'm looking for. So
Mhm. Okay. So your solution for dealing with, being looked at that like that for being too young was to bring in younger.
exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Good, good. Now, I'm guessing that you talked a little bit about building systems, and for some clients that always feels like um, a very difficult task, and they don't get to building them. But I'm guessing that with your team, like building those systems so that they can be onboarded is important. So, tell us a little bit about how you build systems and what do they look like for your business?
It's nothing crazily complicated. So we're very much, we're getting bigger, but we're still young, right? We have a lot of work to do. Like I said, I'm still the guy who does all the accounting, things like that, day to day, overseeing everything. So the real only system is I pick up my workers in the morning and they ride with me for every job. Um, the systems, I suppose, is I get them, they're doing the work, we unload all the equipment, they start, and then I go around the neighborhood, start knocking, try to land the neighbors, stuff like that, right? The key is to have scheduled jobs, have the employees to produce it, and then have the guy, somebody like me, who's able to sell more, line it up for the next day, so on and so on. So that's really the only system in place. Nothing overly complicated, but the key is to have the scheduled work, have the employees slash systems in place to be able to complete it, and then have somebody like me to be able to capitalize on it and get more.
Okay. Okay, great. Now, um, where do you see the business going in the next 3 to 5 years?
So I am currently still in university. So we do leaf removal, snow removal, stuff like that too, but it's not one of our bigger services. So mainly this is a 4 month business and I'm still a student for 8. Um, so I'm going to keep building this to its highest potential. I got my own business evaluated the other day. It was a good number, but something that I want to be higher. Like I'm a young guy, and it's hard for younger generation to buy a home nowadays. So that was part of my inspiration. You got to work really hard and scrimp and save your pennies to be able to do that. So that's my goal. And one day
Mm,
I hope to be selling this business for $1 million.
mm, okay, I like that. I like having a very clear target and goal in mind.
That's right. I think if you don't, you tend to get off track.
Now, you're young, you just started the business, but there's many business owners that when they hear the valuation for their business, they really don't like it. Um, from the number that you get to get to the 1 million, what are some of the plans that you have? What are key activities that you see that will bring that number up?
For sure. So the number one is eventually me getting out of the field almost entirely, right? So the great thing about me having the small staff right now is I'm beginning to trust 2, 3 guys like prominently. Like I could trust them with anything at this point, right? And at that point, hopefully they will show the same attention to detail that I have taught them to do. And from that point on, it's just a snowball effect. Now that I have them in place, I can hire workers who will be like they were at one point. Snowball, 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 and I'm literally just focused on growing and landing more. And that way, we could be doing. Right now, we do this summer. We'll probably do around 50 to 60 and 50 to 60,000 in revenue for 4 months. So it's okay. But if you get the bigger staff, you can really start pumping that revenue out to like multiple hundreds of thousands. So it's all about the support you have and input and output. The more you put in, the more you're going to get out, right? So, but yeah, to go back to the valuation, the number I received wasn't bad at all. Definitely not discouraging at all for our. This is technically our first full year,
Okay.
so definitely not bad. And all it shows is there's work to do, but this is a promising field, and we're doing a good job so far. So
Okay. Okay. Um, you mentioned something that to connect with our previous conversation, but you mentioned that it's through the team and kind of your current team growing that you can take yourself out of the equation. And you alluded a little bit to quality, but going back to the how important quality is for you, how do you
for
see
sure.
that aspect scaling as the business grows?
Well, that is my number one concern. It's obviously a struggle and it's a bit of a concern because you don't want to let go of that quality when it makes you what your business is, right? So that's why I am taking things slow. I really want to just I hate to use the word, but like drill it into my workers that this is the standard that we operate at, and one day I trust that they will be completing that standard every time, without me necessarily checking on it every time. So, because as you know, you can't. I mean, Jeff Bezos can't check on every package that's going out, right? You
Mhm.
have to
Yeah.
be able to delegate tasks effectively to be able to scale. So you just have to put the right systems in place, trust people who are worth trusting, and watch your business grow.
Mhm. Okay. All right. Um, so we covered a few things. I wanted to ask a few rapid fire questions. So
Sure.
just like quick top of your head, like answers for each. So first one, what is the key to success for you?
Have a good attitude and work really hard. I like to think some people call me lucky or whatever. They don't see what goes behind it. I like to think I have a better attitude than 99% of people and work harder than 100% of people, or 100 and 100, wherever you want to look at it. It's all about your attitude. You can't let anything get you down.
Okay. Okay. Other than what we discussed so far, what is one piece of advice that you would like to leave to other business owners?
Fish don't just jump in the boat. You got to go out there and make it happen. You got
Okay.
to, sometimes you're having a bad day, keep going, keep going. Don't let anything stop you. Things aren't just going to come to you. You got to go make them happen, especially in your business's initial inception. You have to just don't ever think you're comfortable. Don't get comfortable. There's got to be those days where you think you're booked out and you got to keep going. If you have that time, go out, get more, get more. Never stop, and you'll see it pay off in the end.
Okay.
I like the quote
Now,
about don't just jump in the boat. Just it shows you.
yeah, yeah, I like that. Um, any book on business that you would recommend or piece of education?
Oh, absolutely. I've read a few. Um, biggest one and best one for me, I'm currently still reading it. It's called Little Black Stretchy Pants by Chip Wilson. It's about the founder of Lululemon and his rise to fame through his journey through entrepreneurship. It's a really, really good book, and there's a lot of lessons in it.
Okay. Nice. Okay. Cool. I haven't read it, so I'll definitely check it out.
Yeah, no, it's a really good read. You should. It's great.
Now, if you had to choose just one area of your business that you could improve magically, which one would it be?
Do you mean service or just
Well, in the business, like something in your business that you would say, if I could improve this magically tomorrow, with a magic one, this is the one thing
yeah.
I would improve in the business.
Okay. Yeah. Well, like I said, quality is that important to me, but I think I do at times. I think about it too much. Sometimes I think about it in my dreams. Is that window clean? Is that patio clean? But I think at times I should just be letting go a little bit, not to the point where the quality's dropping, but I think I've, I think we're professionals. Like we don't need to necessarily always be checking over things as much as I do. But yeah, I think I could take a step back a tad and free up some more time for potential more leads.
Okay, great, great. Well, that's great for your clients that you're thinking too much about it. And
True, true. But at some point you got to trust yourself and know that you know what you're doing. Because at the end of the day, we do. So
okay, Good. So as we start wrapping up, when we share this, we'll share with your contact information, so the website, Instagram. But I wanted to ask, is there any better way of getting in touch with you and anything coming up in the business or something you would like the audience to know about your business, Clayton?
Nothing crazy. I would love to be invited to any seminars, events that are happening local in the area. I'd love to just get our name out there some more. And yeah, so whoever is watching this, feel free to give us the invite.
Okay, perfect. Well, thanks again for your time sharing your journey. It's really exciting to connect with businesses that are just getting started and with so much energy and dedication. And I'm sure the audience will love some of the insights and your experience in building the business and the team. So thanks again, Clayton.
No problem. Thank you for having me, Hugo. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, take care.